Hi, welcome to Life in a Bottle, Season 2, Episode 40. I'm Kyle, and I'm joined this week by Mike Willison, who is a familiar face now from Patton Valley Vineyards. Mike, thanks for hanging out.
Always a pleasure.
And Harry, I guess, is in the background somewhere,
Yeah,
too,
I saw that.
making an appearance. We are here today to talk about a wine that comes from you guys. So we're in Oregon, obviously. We're in the Willamette Valley. We're at Patton Valley Vineyards.
Correct.
And this is the 2019 Patton Valley Chenin Blanc.
Sure is. In stereo.
Ta-da!
But yeah, we just have 1/3 of an acre, soon to be expanded to 2/3 of an acre, we're thrilled to say. But that doesn't yield too terribly much. It's about 160, 175 cases in any given year when you're farming it for quality. We grafted these onto about 18-year-old vines.
That'll do it.
And quite honestly, we didn't know what was going to happen. When we did it, I believe it was 2017. In April, we said, well, we'll throw it on there and then we'll get some fruit in 2018 and it'll probably be ready to go. But let's really just plan on 2019. The funny part is it started producing fruit right away. And we could have conceivably made a wine in 2017, but we thought better of that. We didn't have bottles. We didn't know what we were doing. It managed to sort of glom onto these established rootstocks really, really quickly. And even at one cluster per shoot, it is producing massive head-sized clusters that are almost comedic next to their, Pinot Noir brothers. I'm talking about like this versus my head, right? This is the Pinot Noir owl versus my giant head of Chenin Blanc, which it doesn't even make any sense, but we adore it.
Take what you can get, right?
Exactly.
So we're doing a little bit of new French oak here.
Yeah, just one barrel out of, in this vintage, it was 5 barrels. I think we started with like 5.5, but it ended up getting racked down to 5. One new French oak barrel, the rest are going to be totally neutral. Spends most of its life there. It starts with 1 day in a stainless steel container where it just sort of sits on its skins, pulling out some phenolics and tannin and things. And then we press it direct out to barrel where it spends the rest of its life until the very end. Spontaneous fermentation, not fined or filtered, just racked, which is great.
And you're getting some good lees in there as well throughout the process.
Yeah, 4 months of lees contact. We're not really stirring. Those barrels get moved around a little bit. So imagine, lees sitting at the bottom of a snow globe, and you're not shaking it, but you move it from one side of the table to the next. And of course, they're like, oh, hi. So you get a little bit of that autolytic contact there, but not a ton. I think it's just enough to balance out the acidity and give it a nice juicy mouthfeel. What we're getting at, I think, Kyle, more than anything else, is that there isn't really a definition for it in the U.S., right? In France, you've got the Saumur style, you've got Sauvignon, you've got Vouvray. It doesn't even matter. And then South Africa. And we don't really have a style either, frankly. We would like to make a dry, crisp, bright, super compelling Chenin Blanc. And I think Oregon is gonna be a player, albeit a small one. It's got to be like the 25th most planted grape variety in the state. It's like so nothing, but people are excited about it.
We're excited about it. The juice is delicious. The wine is great. Like you said, it's dry. It's super bright and fresh. There's that great little prickle. It's got beautiful acidity. The texture from the barrel and the lees just rounds it out perfectly. You've got some ripe fruit, but it's just on the edge of ripe. That beautiful apple comes through, that just yellow and green apple. The mineral is awesome. It's beautiful. There's so much going on.
Yeah, it's a really tremendous, quite frankly, it's a very tremendous non-food wine, but it's also a really tremendous food wine. I mean, I don't know what the weather's like there right now, but it's been verging on 100 degrees on the valley floor here for the last couple of days. I mean, this is a great, pull it out of the cooler and brush the sweat off your brow beverage, just as much as it's, grilled peaches with some goat cheese on a piece of toast. Just as much as it's a beautiful piece of fish. I mean, it's all over the place, and that's the beauty of the variety, quite frankly. If you had to ask me my desert island variety, this is it, because it can be sparkling, it can be bone dry, it can be demi-sec, it can be soupy and syrupy like Bonnezo. It can be all of the things except, well, red. I guess you could figure that out. Beets would make it delicious. But it's such a dynamic variety, and we're Pinot producers for the most part, so we don't exactly know what we're doing when it comes to growing this grape, except to say that we've had success making what we think this grape variety should turn into.
The stuff is great. I think you were right on when you said like it's super flexible because of the freshness and acidity, but because it's got a little bit of the roundness to it, you can do this with a roast chicken or grilled chicken breast, like even something super simple. You could do this with brie. You could do this with fish. Oh, yeah. As I'm sitting here, my mouth is still like watering. I can't wait for dinner now. It's been 1,000,000 degrees and 300% humidity around here for a while. So this is the freshness in this as well. Big fan, man.
Yeah. I mean, it is a wine that's a man for all seasons in so many ways. It's like, I think most people have gotten over the sort of white wine in summer, red wine in whatever, autumn, winter, because this is like a Thanksgiving wine. I think for us, the idea is to produce this special wine, not very much of it, give it to the people we love, and they'll give it to the people that they love. And, without being too irreverent, you look at a label like ours and it looks nice and fancy and pretty, and then you read on the back and it says blah, 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 and at the very end it says, also, it rules. And that's kind of it. It's a wine that just is delicious. And, without patting ourselves on the back too much, I'm really happy we make this.
Likewise, we're very happy you make this. Nicely done. Again, you guys nailed it on the head. We're happy to have it. We're happy to be able to offer it, especially since we were able to get the chunk that we were. We're able to throw a little bit of a deal out there for our folks who subscribe and the folks who have continued to support us and you through these ventures. So,
we thank you,
Mike. Nicely done. Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah, cheers.